We are on time. Let's start.
So we start?
Yes, you go ahead.
Okay. So good afternoon to all. And today we start one of the very simple and a topic which most of you know, and is just kind of a brush up. And we can take up some questions if you have any on this topic. Basically, this topic I wanted to highlight as a role of a athlete support personnel in form of a coach in terms of the anti-doping activities, like what is the role and what are the responsibilities of a coach, exactly what the coaches are supposed to do if they ever handle any investigation regarding the anti-doping process. So I'll not take much time and we'll just cover up this topic. सो फर्स्ट मुझे लगता है आप सब लोगों को आर्टिकल 21.2 इन दी वाडा कोड यू ऑल मस्ट बी अवेयर कि उसके प्रोविजंस क्या हैं और एज अ एथलीट सपोर्ट पर्सनल एज अ कोच व्हाट यू शुड नो एंड व्हाट यू शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ. सो I will just go through the article and then we will discuss in detail about it कि उसका मीनिंग क्या है. The first point is that you should be knowledgeable about and comply with all the anti-doping policies and the rules as adopted by the World Anti-Doping Agency's Code of Conduct, which was published in 2015, amended in 2019, and now we are moving to the 2021 code, which is in process and will be updated soon. So this is a ever evolving thing, and it is a document that WADA publishes, and that is like a reference thing for us. So second thing is you all should cooperate with the athlete testing program. As an athlete support personnel, you should always, willingly participate and should not obstruct the doping program. So moving to the third point, that is to use his or her influence on athlete values and behavior to foster anti-doping attitude. मतलब आप ऐसा कुछ भी काम नहीं करेंगे जिसकी आपकी जो कमांड है, आपकी superiority है, आपका जो being a coach and athlete relationship, you will not exploit that and you will not do anything that obstructs the anti-doping process or foster the this thing attitudes. So moving to the fourth point, that is to disclose his or her national anti-doping organization and international federation any decision by non-signatory finding that he or she has committed an anti-doping rule violation with the previous 10 years. Meaning आप ऐसा कुछ भी अगर आपकी फाइंडिंग में हो कि आपका कोई एथलीट है who has been sanctioned or who has not been sanctioned but has committed some anti-doping rule violation, देन आप वो आपके रिस्पेक्टिव फेडरेशन को बताएंगे, आपके रिस्पेक्टिव एंटी डोपिंग एजेंसी को बताएंगे. आई मीन यू विल नॉट बी अ म्यूट स्पेक्टेटर. दैट इज this rule means that. So you have to speak up or you have to intimate the agency which is involved. The fifth point is to cooperate with anti-doping organization investigating anti-doping rule violation. ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप एक इन्वेस्टिगेशन के पार्ट हो सकते हो, एज अ एविडेंस आप प्रेजेंट किए जा सकते हो, एज अ विटनेस आपके पेशी की जा सकती है, एंड एट दैट टाइम यू शुड बी ट्रू कि आपको जो पता है वही आपको वहां बताना है. यू विल नॉट कंसील एनीथिंग, एनी इंफॉर्मेशन इन सच investigations that are happening from time to time by the respective national doping agency. Like in India, it is NADA. Sixth point is athlete support personnel shall not use or possess any prohibited substance or prohibited method without valid justification. Now we'll come to detail about all these things with some examples I will be doing. So let's consider first thing is tampering or attempted tampering with any part of doping. Basically I'm discussing part of article 21.2 also and some of the anti-doping rule violation जो आप सबको पता होने चाहिए कि आपका रोल जहाँ पे फिट होता है, like what as an athlete support personnel, as a coach basically. So that says that basically what the rule says is any attempt to interfere or tamper with doping control process in any way. So this may include आप sample को destroy करोगे, या आप sample ठीक से collect करने नहीं दोगे, या you will have a fraud information, you will conceal the information, maybe आप जिस का sample लेना है उसको नहीं भेज, maybe there will be mismatch, or you will try to obstruct the anti-doping process. So example जैसे नीचे दिया है कि a coach by his the stature, or by his superiority authority, he tried to intimate the doping control officials when they attempted to test one of their athletes, because in this case the coach might have known that the athlete उसने कुछ banned substance लिया है, या something is there, so in order to protect that he might use his powers, and the coach refused to allow the test to occur and athlete को घर भेज दिया, just a way of protecting. But that's not the case. If the anti-doping agency comes to know कि आपने ऐसा कुछ किया है, you have obstructed, आपने आपके athlete को जानबूझ के घर भेज दिया, and you try to cover up the operation, so you will also be sanctioned for violation of anti-doping rule, and that goes on you as a coach, and you will also be barred from the sporting process. So coming to the next point is one of the commonly observed, anti-doping violation: possession of prohibited substance or a method. कई बार ऐसे होता है कि हमारे एथलीट जो होते हैं बड़े चालाक होते हैं, एंड it's worldwide, not only in India, that they know that this is a banned substance, and they know that the implications uske kya honge. They know that if the substance is found with them, it causes anti-doping rule violation, and they may be sanctioned. So what they do is they try to pass on these substances to the coach, or maybe some friend, some staff working with the team, and when they are transiting, when they are traveling with the teams and all, so they feel that agar aisa kuch kiya mere paas nahi hai, kisi aur ke paas hai, and then I can take it from them, so that will be okay for me. Okay, that's fine with the athlete, but it's not always case. ऐसा हो सकता है कि you may be tested at custom, you may be tested at anywhere in your luggage can be tested, you may be tested in your games village also if there is a suspicion, और अगर आपके पास भी possession है, तो you will also be responsible equally for a violation of anti-doping rule, and you will be prosecuted. And obviously investigation में वो पता चल ही जाएगा कि आपके पास किस एथलीट ने पास किया था, so you will be charged doubly: one, for possessing the banned substance; second, for covering an act for being suppressing the evidence, and uh, taking the possession of the athlete. So willingly you knew that athlete was taking the prohibited substance, or the method used was done, and you did not report to the authority, so you will be charged with dual charges. So ये आपके लिए मतलब nobody should be doing that. This is against the rule, and you should know कि आप किस तरह से फंस सकते हो. Coming to the next thing is administration or attempted administration. आप सारे लोग जानते हैं कि we don't encourage that thing, but कुछ चीज ऐसी होती है कि some parent फोर्स करते हैं कि नहीं जी हमारे बच्चे का रिजल्ट आना चाहिए, और आप अगर ये वेस्ट में ये लोग ले रहा है, अगर बाहर के लोग ये लेते हैं तो हमने भी लेना चाहिए. You might come into influence of such parents who are very much concerned about the progress of their children, and अगर आपने ऐसा कुछ इन्फ्लुएंस में आके अगर किसी एथलीट को कोई भी सब्सटेंस दिया, या कुछ भी चीज ऐसी दी या खिलाई जो बैन सब्सटेंसेस में आती है, वाडा एंटी डोपिंग रूल वायलेशन कर सकती है, so that will be again, you will also be prosecuted because you knowingly, आपको जानते हुए आपने ये सब किया और किसी के इन्फ्लुएंस में आके किया, so that will not be an excuse. You will be prosecuted in such cases. The next thing is complicity, meaning आप किसी भी चीज को करने के लिए सहायता कर रहे हो, आपने खुद नहीं किया बट आपने सहायता किया. अब आप कैसे कर सकते हो? आप डायरेक्टली इन्वॉल्व होके कर सकते हो, आपको पता है कि ये सब हो रहा है और आप नहीं रिपोर्ट कर रहे हो हायर ऑथोरिटीज को, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ काइंड ऑफ अनसेड कंसेंट है कि आपने उसको कंसेंट किया कि आप उसके साथ हो, बट यू आर नॉट divulging the identity of a person who is doing a criminal act or who is doing a anti-doping violation. So इस कंडीशन को कहते हैं कंप्लिसिटी. एंड आपने अगर ऐसा जस्ट लाइक एन एग्जांपल में दिया है कि टीम मैनेजर जो कि आपके के बारे में, डोपिंग के बारे में पता था उसको गेम के पहले, और जब टेस्टिंग ऑफिशियल आए तो उसने उसको एविडेंसेस जो थे डोपिंग के, मतलब मे बी सम सिरिंज यूज हुआ हो या कुछ कंटेंट्स होंगे उसके, रैपर्स होंगे, कुछ भी होगा, सो ही विल फुली सप्रेसेस एंड डिस्पोजेस ऑफ एंड इन्फॉर्म द प्लेयर कि आपका डोपिंग हो सकता है, तो ट्राई टू फाइंड द रीजन दैट नॉट टू गिव द टेस्ट, या भाग जाओ या कुछ करो. So in this case this team manager can be sanctioned because he's complies to this anti-doping rule violation. Now then the other thing is prohibited association. This is the 2.10 of the rule of definition of anti-doping rule violation, that is prohibited association. एक बहुत ही अहम हिस्सा है और आप सब लोगों को एज अ कोच पता होना चाहिए कि what is a prohibited association. इट मीन्स कि आप एथलीट को किसी भी स्पोर्टिंग कैपेसिटी में उसके साथ आप काम नहीं कर सकते या उसको सपोर्ट नहीं कर सकते व्हेन ही इज गिल्टी ऑफ डूइंग अ एंटी डोपिंग रूल वायलेशन, एंड इफ ही हैज बीन कन्विक्टेड, मतलब प्रोविजनल सस्पेंशन है या परमानेंट सस्पेंशन, इन बोथ द केसेस अगर आप उसको किसी भी स्पोर्टिंग कैपेसिटी में, लाइक स्पोर्टिंग कैपेसिटी मीनिंग एज अ कोच, as his trainer, as his supporter, or as his you encourage him for doing some training, or you find him another coach who will be taking care of him, that you think that आप नहीं कर सकते directly तो आप किसी और के थ्रू करवाने की कोशिश करोगे. So all this is the sporting capacities, और अगर इन capacities में आप उसको help करने की कोशिश करेंगे, so that will be falling under prohibited association and you will be suspended for the prohibited association. Now let's understand the process of sample collection कि आपका रोल एज अ एथलीट सपोर्ट पर्सनल सैंपल कलेक्शन में कैसे होता है. बेसिकली ऑल द कोचेस शुड बी अवेयर. आप हमेशा कहते हैं कि हमारे टीम के साथ अगर कोई सपोर्ट स्टाफ है तो हम उसको उसको भेज देंगे ये डोपिंग प्रोसेस के लिए, बट आई थिंक आई फील द कोच शुड अकम्पनी एवरी टाइम विद हिज athlete to such process of sample, because it is his main responsibility, and that the athlete is safeguarded and athlete exercises his rights and duties while doing the anti-doping process, while completing the process. हम एक एक चीज जानेंगे डिटेल, मतलब नॉट इन वेरी ग्रेट डिटेल बिकॉज यू ऑल नो, आप सब लोगों ने ये प्रोसेस कई बार देखा है एंड बार बार देखा है. देन यू माइट बी थिंकिंग कि व्हाई आई एम रिपीटिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, बिकॉज इतना देखने के बावजूद हमारे एथलीट्स कई बार मिस्टेक करते हैं ये सब चीजों में, और ये छोटी छोटी जो मिस्टेक्स होती हैं वो आगे बहुत बड़े कॉस्ट कर सकती है. सो इट इज एज अ कोच योर ड्यूटी टू इन्फॉर्म द एथलीट द एग्जैक्ट थिंग. आप उनको उनकी भाषा में समझा सकते हो, यू कैन रिलेट मोर टू देम एंड यू कैन एक्सप्रेस कि क्या उनको what precautions they have to take and what is your role in that entire process. So athlete selection, जब पहले एथलीट सिलेक्ट होता है, जैसे कि कोई भी रैंडम अलोकेशन उनके पास होता है कि एक लिस्ट आती है, रैंडम लिस्ट होती है, मे बी सम स्पेसिफिक लिस्ट हो सकती है, मे बी वो लॉटरी मेथड से एथलीट सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं कॉम्पिटिशन में, और उस वजह से वो एथलीट का सिलेक्शन होता है कि सपोज इसका डोप सैंपल लेना है आज. सो दैट विल बी एथलीट सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस. जब एथलीट सिलेक्ट होता है तो उसको नोटिफाई किया जाता है. Now we are looking at two different process. One is in competition testing and one is out of competition testing. जब आउट कंपटीशन टेस्टिंग होती है तो एक लिस्ट आती है हेड कोच के पास में या कि किसी इंचार्ज के पास में जहाँ पे वो एथलीट रिसाइड कर रहा है, या तो फिर अगर वो घर पे है तो उसको वहीं पे एक कॉपी जाएगा और एक फेडरेशन के पास कॉपी आएंगी कि आपके एथलीट को टेस्ट करना है और हम उसको टेस्ट करने वाले. सो दैट एथलीट विल बी ड्यूली नोटिफाइड. फिर नोटिफिकेशन में क्या होता है कि आपके जो डोपिंग कंट्रोल ऑफिसर होता है, डीसीओ होता है, वो एथलीट को नोटिफाई करता है कि आपको एंटी डोपिंग प्रोसेस के लिए बुलाया गया है, आपको सैंपल देना है, आपका यूरिन, ब्लड, वट एवर इट इज देयर. सो आपको सैंपल देना होगा एंड आपके कोच को भी इन्फॉर्म किया जाता है कि ओके आपका इस पर्टिकुलर एथलीट के लिए हम सैंपल कलेक्ट करने वाले हैं. सो दैट विल बी अ नोटिफिकेशन थिंग. वंस दैट इज डन, आप वहाँ पे डेट एंड टाइम्स वो अपने फॉर्म पे लिख लेते हैं, एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज द एंटायर आफ्टर नोटिफिकेशन द एथलीट हैज टू रिपोर्ट बैक विद इन एन आवर टू द एंटी डोपिंग स्टेशन. अगर वो उस चीज में फेल हो जाए, सो it is the responsibility of the athlete to prove his innocence when the hearing is done. I remember one incident जब हम एक बार we were at one of the tournament, one of the training camp, और the anti-doping agencies came by, and उन्होंने सुबह सुबह 6:30 बजे खटखटा दिया दरवाजा, and they said okay, now we have come and this is the notification, and the time was 6:30 a.m. So okay, so 6:30 a.m. we said कि some athletes are not available because वो लोग शायद running करने गए थे morning में, which is a genuine thing. वो गए थे, and being in a foreign country उनका phone नहीं लग रहा था, WhatsApp number usually we they have this Wi-Fi available, but बाहर Wi-Fi नहीं होगा. So we waited 1 घंटा हो गया, वो athlete आया नहीं. So we were worried because the time जैसे जाता है, अगर वो उस particular process में नहीं report किया, so that will be considered as a anti-doping violation, because he refused for, I mean, he is not present at the sample collection, because उन्होंने जो protocol था, the protocol doesn't say that the athlete will be called on his phone. The notification is very simple. आपने आपका जो whereabout दिया है उस particular location में, अगर आप वहाँ पे उस time में रहते हो तो आपको वो inform करेंगे. अगर नहीं रहते हो तो they will try to contact the first person who is there. Like suppose if you are staying in a hotel in an आउट इन अ टूर्नामेंट, तो आपके रिसेप्शन काउंटर पे आपको इंटीमेट किया जाएगा, वहां से आपको रूम सर्विस में बेल फोन किया जाएगा. इफ यू आर नॉट देयर इन योर रूम, दे विल, इट इज नॉट द जॉब ऑफ द डीसीओ टू फाइंड आउट वेयर यू आर एंड देन रिपोर्ट यू. वो सीधा लिख के जा सकते हैं कि द एथलीट वाज नॉट फाउंड एट द डिजायर्ड लोकेशन, एंड दैट विल बी लाइक अ compliance failure, the whereabout failure. So that will again be one of the warning for you, your athlete. So this is more important, that once the athlete is notified, he has to report to the doping station, and it is your job as a coach to ensure. आपकी बाकी बहुत सारी कमिटमेंट्स हो सकती है उस ड्यूरेशन में भी. सपोज वो जीत के आया है एंड उसका सैंपल लिया है, तो उसका मीडिया इंटरेक्शन हो सकता है, ये हो सकता है, वो हो सकता है, बट एवरीथिंग अपार्ट, you have to tell him that you go and intimate the doping station and then take a permission कि आपको ये करना है, cool down करना है, maybe आपको medical attention लेना है, maybe आपको media के पास interview देना है, whatever is there. But this protocol has to be followed, that you have to ask your athlete to report to the anti-doping station immediately after notification. यहाँ पे आपका सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रोल आता है. सेकेंड थिंग इज, जब आप रिपोर्ट करते हैं डोपिंग कंट्रोल स्टेशन में, उसके बाद आपके साथ एक शेपेरॉन लग जाता है. जब से आपको नोटिफाई किया जाता है, आपके साथ शेपेरॉन होता है, ताकि आप आपका एथलीट कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ ना करे उस चीज को देखने के लिए, ओवरलुक करने के लिए एंड ऑल. सो इन द होल प्रोसेस, ही द शेपेरॉन इज विद द एथलीट, एंड आपका काम ये है कि आप शांति से उसे कोऑपरेट करेंगे. आप उस सिचुएशन में कोई भी ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन नहीं क्रिएट करेंगे. rather your job as a coach would be to facilitate the things. अगर आपका एथलीट anxious है, maybe he's nervous, maybe अब ऐसा हो सकता है कि your doping sample is taken when the athlete has lost also, because he may be in the random lot, or maybe ऐसा, तो you have to control the, ask your athlete to control his emotion, and you have to support the athlete throughout the process. Then comes the selection of content collection vessel. तो एथलीट जब उसको ऑप्शन दिया जाता है कि आप आपके कंटेनर सिलेक्ट करो, तो उस रैंडम कलेक्शन सिलेक्शन में आपको आपके एथलीट को ये बताना जरूरी है कि ही हैज टू सिलेक्ट द करेक्ट, आई मीन ही हैज टू सिलेक्ट वन ऑफ दिस वेस्कल फॉर कलेक्शन, जिसमें वो सील है या नहीं ये पहले देख ले, वो टेम्पर्ड है कहीं पे वो देख ले, वो एक बार पूरी तरह से चार्ज कर ले दोनों तीनों साइड से देख के कि उसमें जो नंबर्स लिखे ऊपर और नीचे साइड में, सो दैट लेवल हैज टू बी चेक्ड. वो सब कुछ एक बार अपना चेक कर ले, एंड देन वंस ही श्योर, वो उसको सिलेक्ट करके डीसीओ को दे कि ओके, आई वांट टू गेट चेक इन दिस कलेक्शन वेसल. वंस दैट इज डन, यू विल सुपरवाइज अलोंग विद योर एथलीट कि वो क्या हो रहा है आगे थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस. सो आपके एथलीट को सैंपल देने के लिए बोला जाएगा, तो द शेपेरॉन विल गो विद द athlete to collect the sample. At this time, you are supposed to be seated in the room where the DCO, the process of sample collection was done, जहाँ पेपर वर्क हो रहा था. आप उस एथलीट को कुछ नहीं करेंगे, आप उस सैंपल को कलेक्ट करने के लिए डीसीओ को या शेपेरन को पूरी तरह से आज़ादी देंगे. उस प्रोसेस में यू विल नॉट ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट, यू विल नॉट create any obstacle in that. Then comes the जब सैंपल लेके आ जाएगा तो देयर विल बी नॉर्मल प्रोसेस, कितना वॉल्यूम है वो ए बी सैंपल बॉटल्स में सील होता है, आप एक बार चेक कर लेंगे कि सीलिंग प्रॉपर है या नहीं है. वो सील हो गए सैंपल्स की, वो अपने आप स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी मेजर करते हैं और उसके बाद आपका फॉर्म भरने का प्रोसेस शुरू होता है. नाउ आई वांट कि आप सब कोचेस को ये पता हो कि व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली द कंटेंट ऑफ द फॉर्म, उसमें क्या चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है. नंबर वन, द टाइम फॉर नोटिफिकेशन जो डाला है वो उस फॉर्म में और आपको जो नोटिफाई किया वो सेम है या नहीं. नंबर टू, आपके जो बॉटल्स जिसमें आपका सैंपल कलेक्ट किया गया था उसका नंबर और फॉर्म के ऊपर डाला हुआ नंबर ये सेम है या नहीं है. और उसके अंदर कोई स्क्रैचेस है या नहीं है फॉर्म पे, बिकॉज इफ देर आर एनी स्क्रैचेस दैट नीड्स टू बी रेक्टिफाइड. काउंटर साइन करना जरूरी होता है. बहुत सी बार ऐसा होता है कि स्क्रैचेस होते हैं, ओवर राइटिंग होता है और वो चीजें नहीं देखी जाती. सो इट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द एथलीट एंड द एथलीट सपोर्ट पर्सनल, मीनिंग यू एज अ कोच हु इज सपोर्टिंग द एथलीट देयर थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस टू चेक कि ऐसा कुछ है या नहीं है. नंबर थ्री, उस फॉर्म में एक लाइन होती है कि कोच, कोच का नाम क्या. आप सब बोलेंगे कि ये बहुत ही मतलब आसान सवाल है, कोई किसी भी नाम डाल दो. ऐसा नहीं है. द एथलीट हु ट्रस्ट्स वन पर्टिकुलर कोच वो उसका नाम डालेगा. इफ इसका इम्प्लीकेशन आप समझ लीजिए कि अगर आगे इस एथलीट का सैंपल अगर बाय चांस पॉजिटिव आता है या उसको एडीआरवी मतलब एंटी डोपिंग रूल वायलेशन में वो प्रोसिक्यूट होता है, तो सबसे पहले जो चेक होता है वो फॉर्म चेक होता है. उस फॉर्म के ऊपर जिस कोच का नाम होगा वो कोच को भी क्वेश्चन किया जा सकता है इस प्रोसेस में. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप ऐसे ही किसी के नाम ना डालो. वंस यू आर अकम्पनिंग दैट एथलीट यू मेक श्योर कि वो एथलीट आप उसको जानते हो ठीक से, एंड देन यू वंस ही राइट्स द नेम he trusts you, then you know कि उसने कुछ ऐसा किया नहीं है. अगर कुछ किया है तो that has to be brought to the notice of the agencies. Any hanky panky things, any kind of rule violations that has to be brought to notice. Now the second most important thing in that particular form is आपका सेल्फ डिक्लेरेशन जो एथलीट देता है कि मैंने ये सब्सटेंसेस लास्ट 7 days में लिए हैं. आपको वहां पे आपके एथलीट को कॉन्फिडेंस में लेके ये समझाना जरूरी होता है कि आपने जो भी लिया है यू प्लीज वॉलंटरली डिक्लेयर एवरीथिंग दैट यू हैव टेकन. अगर आपने कोई सप्लीमेंट लिया है, आपने कोई टैबलेट लिया है, आपने कोई मेडिसिन लिया है, आप उस सब चीजों के नाम आपको जो पता है वो आप वहां पे डिक्लेयर करें. बेशक आप 2 पेजेस ले सकते हैं, 3 पेजेस ले सकते हैं, जहां जगह कम है तो आप एडिशनल सप्लीमेंट लगा सकते हैं, बट दैट हैज टू बी एंश्योर्ड. व्हाट हैपेंस इज व्हेन देयर इज अ एंटी डोपिंग रूल वायलेशन, आपको जब नोटिफाई किया जाता है, सपोज कि एक एडवर्स एनालिटिकल फाइंडिंग है, तो सबसे पहले आपका ये फॉर्म चेक किया जाता है कि इस फॉर्म के ऊपर आपने क्या डिक्लेरेशन किया है. अगर इस फॉर्म में आपने लिखा है कि आपने कोई मेडिसिन लिया था या आपने कुछ लिया था, तो ही आपका जो आगे प्लीडिंग मतलब आप जब केस हियरिंग में जाते हैं उस टाइम पे आपको वो इनोसेंस प्रूव करने के लिए चांस दिया जा सकता है कि ओके यू हैड ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड दैट यू हैड बीन अंडर सम ट्रीटमेंट और यू हैड सम टीयूई फॉर वन पर्टिकुलर मेडिकल कंडीशन और फॉर मे बी टू पर्टिकुलर कंडीशंस. अगर ऐसा कुछ है, सपोज ऐसा हो सकता है कि आपका एथलीट कोई सब्सटेंस ले रहा हो जो एक डॉक्टर के कंसल्ट से लिया जा रहा है और जिसके लिए उसने टीयूई अप्लाई किया है, उसके पास एक वैलिड टीयूई है. तो अगर वैलिड टीयूई है, अगर वो आपके पास है, तो आपके एथलीट ने वहीं पे फॉर्म में डिक्लेयर करना जरूरी है कि उसके पास टीयूई है. वो फॉर्म से भर के उसको खत्म करने का तरीका नहीं होता है. व्हाट हैपेंस विद आवर एथलीट इज ओके जी मैंने कुछ नहीं लिया, नहीं 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 मैंने कुछ सब्सटेंस नहीं लिया, मैंने कुछ किया नहीं है, मैं मेरे पास टीयूई नहीं है, मैं तो किसी चीज से बीमार पड़ा ही नहीं, मैं कभी एडमिट ही हुआ नहीं, मैंने कुछ लिया ही नहीं. ये सब ऐसा करके व्हाट एथलीट ट्राई टू डू इज दे स्किप द टाइम, दे ट्राई टू स्किप द प्रोसेस. सो एवरी स्टेप ऑफ द प्रोसेस इज इम्पोर्टेंट. आप उसको समझ के धीरे धीरे यू शुड गो थ्रू ईच ऑफ द स्टेप्स एंड एंश्योर कि वो फॉलो हुआ है. ऐसा हो सकता है कि एथलीट आपसे छुपा रहा हो या एथलीट उसको डिक्लेयर नहीं करना चाहता हो, बट आपको पता है कि ये एथलीट के पास ये टीयूई है या मे बी उसने ये मेडिसिन लिया है. सो यू आस्क द एथलीट टू वॉलंटरी डिक्लेयर. दैट हेल्प्स द people also to when they do testing and all this form goes with the testing सैंपल के साथ में, और उनको पता चलता है कि ये हम नॉर्मली एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं इस सैंपल में बिकॉज इसने ये टैबलेट ली है और मे बी इसने ये मेडिसिन ली है. सो दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट हियर योर रोल एज अ कोच की voluntary declaration of all the substances that athlete has consumed within last 7 days, or maybe अगर last 7 days में नहीं किया है, maybe last 15 days में किया है, so you can always tell the DCO that okay मैंने ये last 7 days में नहीं किया है but इसके पहले वाले week में किया है. So that has to be ensured that this entire thing is done. इसके बाद जब आता है कि लेबोरेटरी में वो सैंपल प्रोसेस होते हैं, आपको आपके सैंपल एनालाइज होते हैं, अगर नेगेटिव है तो आपको कुछ नहीं बताया जाएगा, बट अगर पॉजिटिव रहा आपका ए सैंपल तो आपके फेडरेशन को इन्फॉर्म किया जाएगा, वहाँ से आपको इंटीमेट किया जाएगा, एंड देन आपको मतलब आपके एथलीट को इंटीमेट किया जाएगा, एंड ऑब्वियसली इफ the athlete is intimated, you will also be intimated subsequently because you being the coach or the athlete support personnel with that particular athlete. Now what happens, what are the implications? जब आपको इंटीमेट किया गया है कि आपका सैंपल पॉजिटिव है, तो एथलीट हैज अ चॉइस वेदर टू एक्सेप्ट द थिंग और चैलेंज द एडवर्स एनालिटिकल फाइंडिंग. हम इसे बोलते हैं पॉजिटिव आना मतलब एडवर्स एनालिटिकल फाइंडिंग आई है. वो इट डजंट मीन दैट वो एथलीट ने डोप किया है. उस एडवर्स एनालिटिकल फाइंडिंग को वो चैलेंज कर सकता है, एंड वंस ही चैलेंजेस देयर इज अ आगे का प्रोसेस इन्वॉल्व वेयर दैट सैंपल विल बी अगेन रीटेस्टेड. आई मीन द बी सैंपल विल बी टेस्टेड, जो कि आपके कलेक्शन के टाइम पे स्टोर किया गया था सेफली. सो अगर वो बी सैंपल टेस्ट करके उसके रिजल्ट्स आते हैं, नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस, देयर आर टू पॉसिबिलिटीज. या तो वो नेगेटिव आएगा तो फिर कुछ होना ही नहीं है, द प्रोसेस विल बी अबॉर्टेड, और जो प्रोविजनल इनएलिजिबिलिटी थी वो खत्म हो जाएंगी. बट अगर वो पॉजिटिव आता है, देन यू विल गो फॉर अ हियरिंग और अ ट्रायल. दैट विल बी अगेन इन द कोर्ट ऑफ आर्बिट्रेशन, और जो उस कंट्री का डिसिप्लिनरी पैनल होगा उसके आगे आपका हियरिंग होगा उस पर्टिकुलर एंटी डोपिंग एजेंसी के लिए. अगर आप किसी गेम्स में इन्वॉल्व हुए हैं तो उस गेम्स को ने जिस लेबोरेटरी को जिस एंटी डोपिंग एजेंसी को इन्वॉल्व किया था उसके डिसिप्लिनरी पैनल के सामने आपको जाना पड़ेगा. एंड द हाईएस्ट अपीलेट पैनल इज द कोर्ट ऑफ आर्बिट्रेशन. It is different, you will have to go, that is the highest appellate authority. So what happens, your role as a athlete support personnel during the process. Now what article 2.10 says is you are supposed not to be there with the person who is serving the ban or who has been under provisional suspension, or maybe जिसने anti doping rule violation किया है, so that comes under prohibited association. So as soon as the athlete is notified and he is provisionally suspended and that you come to know, your first thing should be to intimate the authorities, all the concerned authorities which are taking care of this athlete. Maybe अगर आप नेशनल कैंप में हैं तो आप सबसे पहले आपके सेंटर इंचार्ज को बताएंगे, आपके फेडरेशन को इन्फॉर्म करेंगे. अगर आप किसी पर्टिकुलर सर्विसेज में हैं, लाइक सपोज इफ यू आर इन आर्मी, देन यू विल इन्फॉर्म योर कमांडिंग ऑफिसर अबाउट इट, एंड obviously the concerned federation will also be informed about that thing. अगर आप किसी स्कूल में है या यूनिवर्सिटी में है तो आप उस पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी के जो लुक्स आफ्टर दी स्पोर्ट्स, दैट इज द स्पोर्ट्स ऑफिसर होगा, उसको बताएंगे, एंड द हायर अथॉरिटीज इन्वॉल्व. एंड ऑब्वियसली आपका जो लाइन ऑफ ये पहले से डिसाइड होगा उस पर्टिकुलर यूनिवर्सिटी का प्रोटोकॉल होगा वो आप फॉलो करेंगे. सो नोटिफिकेशन हैज टू बी डन. Second thing is the athlete has to be advised to pack up his belongings and go home. He cannot stay in our training facility because there will be a prohibited association, and in that clause you cannot risk other athletes, or you cannot risk yourself also being associated in the sporting capacity with that athlete. So that is one of the important thing that ये आपको पता होना चाहिए कि prohibited association क्या होता है. Now as the investigation goes on, और अगर उसने हियरिंग पैनल के सामने गया और उसको उसकी मतलब उसका इनोसेंस प्रूव हुआ या उसको कुछ बैन लगा, मे बी द लेट्स से कि उसका he is not found guilty but they have decreased his ban from 4 years to maybe say 1 year, 1 year ineligibility. So now your job as a coach will be not to engage with that athlete इन अ कैपेसिटी, इन अ कोचिंग कैपेसिटी. आप उसके कोचिंग नहीं करेंगे या उसको कोई भी सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे विद फॉर दैट 1 year इन एलिजिबिलिटी पीरियड. अगर आप इसको सपोर्ट करते हैं या इसको कोचिंग करते हैं by any means, and if somebody complains against you, या if it is brought to our notice by the agencies, if it is brought to notice, then आपको भी हियरिंग के लिए बुलाया जा सकता है, आप पे कार्रवाई हो सकती है, आपके डिपार्टमेंट को इंटीमेट किया जाएगा कि you committed a anti-doping rule violation of prohibited association, and that may be the end of your career, because athlete के लिए तो 4 साल का बैन लगा हो सकता है, मे बी 1 year का होगा, मे बी 2 साल का होगा, मे बी 4 साल का होगा, बट शायद आपके लिए वो परमानेंट बैन हो सकता है, एंड दैट मे बी द एंड ऑफ योर स्पोर्टिंग करियर. सो प्लीज टेक इट सीरियसली. इट इज नॉट अ मैटर ऑफ हंसी मजाक में लेने की बात नहीं है. And you should pay attention about this prohibited association. Now what happens in India, since people are ignorant about laws and rules, people say that मुझे पता नहीं था. You cannot say मुझे पता नहीं था, because ये सब चीजें आपको बार बार बताई जा रही है. And as a person who works in the sports, you should be thorough with the all 10 anti-doping rule violations and आपका role क्या है. And once, if by mistake also you have committed it, there is no going back from it. You cannot say that you don't know. It is presumed, it is assumed that you all know about this thing, and you willfully try to, ignore things and commit the rule violation. So I'll again and again I'm insisting, because many of you may not be knowing about the seriousness of this issue, about the prohibited association and its implication in the coaching field. So what happens, अब आप कहोगे कि when this athlete is serving ban, then what he can do? Well, he can do his own training, but he will not use any of the facility of the government or any of the facility of the organization which he was working with, or he was supported by or sponsored by, because he is banned from doing that. What can happen is he can come back to the training facility 2 months before the ban finishes. Like suppose अगर उसके ऊपर 1 साल का बैन लगा है, तो 10 महीने के बाद में वो एक अप्लाई कर सकता है कि मुझे ट्रेनिंग की इजाजत दी जाए, मेरा बैन इस तारीख को खत्म हो रहा है और अब उसको 2 महीने है. सो दैट 2 पीरियड ग्रेस पीरियड इज अलाउड बाय वाडा. सो एज पर द रूल 2 महीने का 2 महीने पहले वो आ सकता है, या लास्ट में वो अप्लाई कर सकता है ऑफ द बैन. That is one of the provision that is given at present in the law rule. So, in the end, if I want to summarize, these are the qualities that a coach should have. I'm not going into detail because this you all know कि अच्छे coach को क्या होना चाहिए. But as a support person, you should have an additional quality of about understanding the WADA code, and implement it in your day-to-day practice. What you should do, I have just summarized on this slide about the entire thing, about entire message that I wanted to convey, कि the roles and responsibility of athlete support personnel. कि आप एक अच्छा कोचिंग एनवायरनमेंट बनाएंगे जिसमें आप पर्सनल एक्सेलेंस जो है, मतलब it should not be that by hook or by crook. You should give time for natural development of that athlete, and his overall excellence should be nurtured. Not only that, by hook or crook, I have to win, I have to make this athlete win because I have to prove something. It's not about you proving something. The athlete, if he is good and if your coaching is good, he will definitely shine. Maybe not now, but maybe later on. So that's the thing. That, and growing environment should be there. A positive environment should be there. You should not have any negative things. You should not have any ill activities going on, or you should not encourage such activities that cause anti-doping rule violations when you're working with the athletes. You should not encourage them. I mean, you should always be educating about the athletes, that what they should eat, how they should be behaving, how they should be keeping themselves in the training camp. What are the banned substances, what are their effects, you should explain them. There are various coaching programs available, and you can get literature about them. You can explain in simple words to your athletes the consequences of violations and their implications on the athlete's career, because 4 साल के लिए ban होना is just like throwing out of the competition cycle. It's difficult to come back. And believe me, those who have served the ban and come back, such athletes are very rare, and they are very dedicated people, because it takes great challenge to serve the ban, come back from the ban, and then come back in the performance. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's I would say very, very, very few athletes would be able to do that. And why to spare the horror of athletes going to such things, when you can simply educate them and prevent these things. There are obviously other apps available, global DRO वगैरह, that you can check the contents of the medicines and supplements, कि they are in banned substance or not, to keep you informed. You can always take a help of anti-doping agency or the medical staff attached with the cams, or maybe at your place, who have some knowledge about this anti-doping thing, and update yourself from time to time. There is one program on WADA e-learning platform, that is True Coach. I urge you all to go through this program, complete the program and complete your e-learning and download your certificate of completion. It will give you a lot of knowledge about the anti-doping process and your role as a coach, and it will clear most of your doubts that you have or may be having, and thus you can update yourself. So the information is updated every year in this e-learning platform, and it's a wonderful program that I feel every coach should be undertaking for his knowledge update. And lastly, you have to integrate the spirit, you have to maintain the spirit of sports, that is fair play. And you should always encourage that fair play and help the anti-doping agencies to curb the menace of doping. So that was all regarding the, the last slide speaks everything. Your athletes look up to you. So if you are a role model and you are a strict person who follows rules and regulations, your athlete will imitate you, they will be like you. But if you are not up to mark, then they will not see you as an ideal and they might go into wrong direction. So the first thing is you have to be up to mark, and then only you can create a good impression on the athlete's mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Any questions you put in the group chat as usual? This is a very important topic. Doctor,
Yep.
you mentioned one site where they can do some questionnaire.
Yeah, that's WADA's e-learning platform,
Yes.
ADEL,
Can you please
anti-doping. Yeah,
add
I will
that
just show.
to the
Yeah, yeah, I will just show in the slide
because
again.
instead of people having to search for it, if we can give it to them, it will be easier.
Yeah, Coach True. Yeah, so this is the program. From here you can go to site and you can actually take the program. It's a very step by step information, and there are various modules of this program. So what happens is, you can get full information right from the anti-doping list to whereabouts and how to file the whereabouts and how to complete the anti-doping process for your athletes and what is your role, everything as a coach. And it gives every information that you are supposed to know as a coach. And then at the end of the program you get a certificate of completion. So I think you can actually download that certificate and keep it to you that you have completed this program. Now I think, coach, like, we can take the questions, I think.
Uh,
So I see there is one question. Yeah, it's it's from Richa. What is particular time duration for approaching after getting notification, as you told athlete knows or no? See, important is, uh, in the competition and out of competition there are two different things about notification. In the competition, once you are notified, there is always a chaperone running with you, so they will not let you to go anywhere. So that way you will always have to report the doping station, the anti-doping station. But what happens in out of competition, when the DCO comes and he tries to intimate or inform, then suppose let's take example that we are in a national coaching camp and the WADA people or maybe NADA people, they come and they respond and they come to the hostel. Let's say suppose you have given, your athlete has given that the timing for his whereabout is 6:30 to 7:30. They come around 6:45 and they report to the hostel. Now what they will do, they will not go to your room, they will just intimate the person in the hostel reception that okay, we want to test this athlete, and it is you just inform him that we are here, we want to speak to them. Now the person will go to the room, tell, come back. This will take some time, obviously there will be some time involved. In that time, if the person is not there in the room, then they will, what they will do, they will do the next procedure. They will ask the person who is in charge of that center, they will intimate him that okay, we are here for testing and we want to test this particular person. Kindly ask him to come and report us within the time, within that particular time. They will give a deadline, it's mostly an hour. and then the center in charge will ring, he will pull his strings, maybe he'll intimate the athlete. But what happens in the process, if suppose athlete is not there, and on paper his whereabout is that he is present at the hostel and he is not there at that moment, and it takes more than an hour for him to come back, the DCO will not wait. He will wait simply for that particular deadline which he is supposed to wait, that is an hour from the intimation or notification. And after that he can go home, saying that the athlete was not available for testing or athlete was absconded. And there is no thing, or there is nothing you can do or you can challenge in that cases, because what they do is, interesting thing, even I was not knowing, and in a few years back we had one such incidents, and then I was like, we didn't see you because you didn't notify us. And then I got an email from the doping agent anti-doping agency that we had intimated at this time the photo of the watch and the guard who was there at that time in the boxing hall. And with that there was a statement from the guard that this particular athlete was involved at that particular 7:15 time, was that was a time, Sunday morning, I remember, in that investigation. Then there was a photograph of the hostel register in and out, where we keep the athlete is present or not present. And there the athlete was not on the out thing, like he was not going out, so they had all these records. So once you see that, when they come, they take all these records into consideration, and only then they may leave and your athlete. So it's the anti-doping agency has its own rules. They follow the protocol, and it is your duty that as soon as you're notified, you just run and get and inform the DCO that, okay, I'm present here and I want to give the sample. I'm not in any way running away, and I just need some time to settle. Maybe you can give him reason, and if the reason is justifiable, if it is humanly uh, justifiable, they will obviously consider that. So I think I have answered your query about this thing. I- any more questions from coach? I don't see any questions.
I don't see any questions either.
It means that either I was very boring in the lecture or everybody has
Here
understood.
is a question. What Pushkar Raj Pant, what are the responsibility of athlete after he's found positive in test? Can coach support him morally, or what will be responsibility of coach?
See, it's a very tricky situation, and ideally, I would say that you should not intimate the athlete orally. When what happens is, when the athlete is notified about the anti-doping rule violation, that is ADR, presence of adverse analytical finding, it is usually through the federation, through one of the letter, and the federation issues him the notice. Or if he is directly involved, maybe he is not a camp athlete, or maybe he is a university athlete, then he is involved intimated on his address of communication that he had intimated in the form which was filled in the. That's why I was telling, the importance of that form is that whatever you put on that form is more important, the address, the numbers, the email, everything, because that is the thing which will be going through the entire process. And it might happen that you give wrong information and you may not be, they may intimate you and you may never know about it. So on that address they will intimate, and obviously you will, if you come to know, you may intimate your department in a manner that you can, like suppose if you're a PSY coach and it happens in your PSY trainee, then obviously you have to give in written to your center head that, okay, such a such thing happened in the so and so PSY trainee, and so thing has been served to him, that is brought to my notice on date so and so, on time so and so, and I have, please guide me what is to be done next. You do not take any chances about doing anything. I mean, as a coach, you cannot tell him that you go pack your bags and go. But yeah, obviously you can guide him unofficially off the records, but officially you cannot tell him that you go, because that can go against you also, because he might pull some fake charges against you, might be call you that you are accomplice to his acts and all. So in order to avoid that, please follow the institutional protocol, and those are different for different institutions. The standard way would be to intimate your superior, the center head, and ask him for the further directions.
I would say this, we need to take these things very seriously. 50% of the positive doping cases are by mistake doping. People who don't know, I took this, I got this from my cousin, I got this my neighbor, I got this from my grandmother. They don't know what they're taking, and they take chances, and they think that they are innocent. So these, the only two things to fight against doping is constant testing, which fortunately is in our camps, and at the international arena, we have quite many testing. And the second thing is constant education. We need to talk about this. If we never talk about doping, then people will start trying to find the easy way. And it is not fair to, if one is doping and all the others who are in the same camp are innocent. This should not touch on the rest. So we need to make it make sure that we have an even playing field. And we see many of the top athletes, boxers and others, international, they are getting caught. So that means that at a certain point, the testing is working. It is working. People are getting suspended from different countries. So that means that, okay, then WADA is trying to keep up the system, and it's good for us. Gupta?
The bottom line I would say is zero tolerance for doping, and you as a coach should not be tolerating any of these things. If it is brought to your notice, you should always report to the superiors.
Hi, Dr. Saab. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So I fully agree, and I think everybody should agree that there should be a 0%.
Sir, agree is different. Everybody knows it.
Yeah,
But the action
I am
should
coming
speak
to
about
that.
that.
I am coming to the next point only. Everybody agrees. What happens? The doctor guides. You have given the responsibility to all the coaches. Now it becomes their responsibility. How much they own, it differs. And sometimes if they wanted to own it, which sentence you have used lastly, that यार उसके बेटे की performance आ गई, हमारे बेटे की नहीं आई.
That happens.
No, we know everyone. And secondly, sometimes the sportsman is also not satisfied. If as a coach you are controlling him, he will not try to train under yourself, because in this age everybody is competing against the best one, maybe eligible or not that one. So they will leave you as a coach. Coach also have a little fear about that one, that I was trying from last so many years. What the one aspect is clear, that if in this era of sports you will take something, you cannot be escape free. You will be caught. And definitely it is just like a cancer. It will get you a bad name, the federation, country, and it all has negative effect, nothing positive. You will ruin the nation, and you will be a black spot. So
Sir, 5 years back, there was no role of athlete support personnel being caught. Yesterday, I was reading on WADA's website. They have published a list of around 100 or 200 athlete support personnel who are suspended for being accomplice or involving anti-doping rule violation. The athlete support personnel, the coaches, their names are given as per country. The list is given on WADA website. So 100 is a significant number worldwide who are suspended, who are caught. There are thousands who are not caught. So this is
I cannot talk this thing here on the camera. What we know that when we are going to the company, there may be some lapses are always there.
No, we should learn from this. That's the only bottom line I want to say.
Lapses, because if we start committing all those while looking at others, then we will also be guilty ones. So ultimately, I will say we as a team, the doctor is advising the coaches, and he is giving his responsibilities to share with the coaches. Now coaches become the more responsible. Now that responsibility has to be shared between sports person, coach, doctor, and the person, those who are having an influence on that athlete. Sometimes all the three persons are there. They are very good.
Obviously.
But the third picture is there, which is having more impact. That also has to be convinced. He can be anyone. I cannot name, so that if we wanted to go clear cut best on this track. We all as a team has to work together, and if something comes to notice in anyone, they must share with each other so that how it can be controlled. With
Definitely,
these
sir.
words, I congratulate you. It is a very good lecture. I think more benefit I have given in the comment also that coaches को आपने बता दिया भाई आपकी क्या क्या responsibilities है, क्या क्या duties है. आगे देखो आपने क्या करना है. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I thank everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time. And we have two more lectures. Tomorrow we have the psychologist, and on Wednesday we'll do a round panel and sum up all these online program. Thank you to all. Good evening.